Welcome back. Thom Hartmann here with you on Anything Goes Friday. Let's pick up your calls and see what's going on in the world today and in your minds and mine. Carl in Seattle, Washington. Hey, Carl, what's up?
Hi, Tom. Yes, a long-time listener, and I want to run by something with you. Just recently in the New York Times, they discovered hominids 300,000 years old. They had tools, they had spear points, and everything like that.
Yeah, I have the article right in front of me by Ian Sample, the science editor. It's actually it was originally in the I guess the Guardian. Excuse me. The article I've got is in the Guardian, but it's they're both referencing the same study. Yeah.
Right. And I'm thinking that they're the first ones discovered. There's been 26 hominids that roam the earth, and they were the last ape standing. There's actually a book about that. Mm-hmm. And here we got, all these years later, we got a Donald Trump president, and then 63 million people decided that he leads the free world.
Yeah.
Country of the free. And I can't figure that out. Why all these years of evolution that we've gotten back to the point where, what do we want? You know, we got this big brain. That's what got us all these years in existence.
Yeah.
And now we want a father figure. Is this some tribal thing that we're reverting back into the past, that we need a father figure to save the day? Like, have you noticed all the hero movies lately?
Yeah.
Like,
well, there's been,
Wonder Woman,
the hero deification and the idea of salvationism, that somebody will save us from ourselves or save us individually, is as old as humanity. It's taken a lot of different forms over the years and different religions and, different political systems and whatnot, but it's as old as humanity. Good. But in terms of the oldest Homo sapiens bones, I don't know how far you read into the study, but the thing that I found was fascinating was that their brains were not as round as our brains are, or they were rounder. And in any case, they were shaped. They were the same size, and they seemed to be relatively pretty much like us. But they weren't exactly like us, and their brains were in a slightly different place in their skulls. And nobody knows, how that influenced how they thought or how they processed things. And Neanderthals' brains were 100 cc's larger than Homo sapiens. They actually had bigger brains than we do. So maybe we're the evolutionary throwbacks. Who knows?
Well, what worries me is that, like, before World War II, they had, when the Jews were starting to get prosecuted in Europe, Superman came out, and it was apparently Jewish writers. They said they needed some sort of hero to save the day, and I just got this feeling there's something in our brain that says that we're in trouble for some reason, and we're looking for some leader. But you know how it is. These leaders they're false prophets, is what they are. This Donald Trump, I talk to people all the time. The reason he's popular is because they see him on TV.
Well, that's part of it. The other part of it is, for a superhero to be successful, that superhero has to have an arch enemy. If you didn't have Satan, you wouldn't have Jesus. If you didn't have Lex Luthor, you wouldn't have Superman. And so Donald Trump set Barack Obama and liberals, Democrats up, but principally Obama. The whole Republican effort to emphasize the darkening of America, and particularly of the Democratic Party. And you'll notice on Fox News, for example, I've been dipping into Fox News more and more just to see what they're saying. And 9 times out of in my experience, I have no idea what the actual proportions are, but 9 times out of 10, when they have somebody on who's a liberal or a Democrat, they try to get a person of color. And it's like this whole, trying to create an enemy for white middle America, basically. And, playing on old racial stereotypes or racial animosities. Trump certainly was doing that with Obama's from Kenya. We got to destroy Obamacare. This is the problem that the Republicans have, is that they have been brought to power by the force of grievance and the other. And now that they have power, you can't govern based on how much you hate the other guy. You have to govern based on actual positive ideas that will move the country forward. And the only ideas that the Republicans have are transfer more wealth from working people to the billionaires. That's it. and cut the taxes on the billionaires and cut services to working people, so there's more money for tax cuts to billionaires. And that's it. I mean, it's just, you know, and the corporations that make the billionaires. And you know, I think the people are getting wise to them. But you know, in that context, the election of Donald Trump itself was salvationistic thinking, in my opinion. It was Americans saying, we want a change. We're sick and tired of how things are going, and not realizing that things are going the way that they're going in the Republican Party wholly, in the Democratic Party partially, in Congress hugely, and in state house after state house. They're going the way they're going because of money in politics, and the money is there in politics because the Supreme Court inserted it. I mean, you know, Congress actually took it out in 1973 after the Nixon scandals, 73 and 74. And by 76, you know, Lewis Powell in the Buckley decision ruled that a billionaire giving money to a politician was not a behavior that could be regulated by government, but was in fact free speech, that, you know, guaranteed by the First Amendment, that can't be regulated. And that led, you know, there's a straight line from that to Citizens United and McCutcheon. So, you know, here we are, Carl, and this is the problem. And you know, I get the funny reference to Donald Trump as being an evolutionary throwback. You know, but you know, to look at it very seriously, this is not a moment that could not have been predicted. Carl, I got to move along, but thanks for the call and thanks for listening to us.